because we're often so immersed in our local culture that we can't see the big picture and how that's affecting our day-to-day lives. It's about 6:30 in the morning. As you can see, my hair is a mess. It's too early for this. I am heading to Sydney Central train station. And I'm going to catch a train for 4.5 hours to Canberra. Hopefully we make it because they are striking right now. But my Uber's here, so let's go. Alright, where is this Uber? Oh, it's across the road. Made it on the train with about 3 minutes to spare. Probably cut it too close this morning, trying to get that extra wink of sleep. It was a late night last night because I went out with a couple of the Art of Mondays members. And when I say went out, I don't mean hit the bars or the clubs. We went to a bathhouse and had a steam, sauna, cold plunge and spa session. So that was really great. I must say, I feel like I am starting to appreciate the little upgrades in life. Like the extra legroom on a plane, or the quiet train carriage, or getting guacamole on the burrito. Things that I always used to question, I am now leaning more into doing it. So I feel like my mindset is slowly changing from scarcity to abundance. Not that I have much more money than I did before, but I think just the people I've been surrounding myself with this year have had that effect on me. And one thing I've learned on that note is that I shouldn't question how much I pay for my health. And if that means paying double the price for a healthy smoothie compared to an unhealthy one, that's the thing that I want to invest in. Alright, happy Saturday. What's the plan for today, Ash? Moving around Canberra, seeing the sights. Where are we going?
Sights, doing a few things, buying some good produce. Market at Exhibition Park. It's a good farmers market, lots of organic produce, lots of fresh stuff. Later on, we might go up Mount Ainslie, have a look at the view.
Sounds good.
Get the lay of the land. And then after that, maybe some other fun stuff. Maybe an air-conditioned place, maybe not.
Yeah. What's your favourite thing about Canberra in one sentence?
Serenity.
Ooh, one word. You win. All right. Big day ahead. Yo guys, holy crap. I just got an email from the New York Yankees wanting to work with us to plan a 2025 Founder Sports Club event. Title of this email, let me show you. New York Yankees 2025 event. My name is Bleep. I'm reaching out to you with the New York Yankees. I work with the Yankees planning unique events and experiences and would love the opportunity to chat with you about a Founder Sports Club event during the 2025 season. What? That's wild. I'll tell them I'm not interested, I think. So, did a little bit of reflecting before and thought about what my high, low, and learning for the week was. I'll start off with a highlight. So that is that we have booked in 3 new trips, 3 new founder residencies for 2025. On the one hand, I am so excited for all of these because I know it means I'm going to get to see new destinations, and those destinations are Alaska in June, France in September, and Japan in February for a ski season before flying directly to Cape Town for a house that we already had booked in. So I am really excited for that, don't get me wrong. And I also am kind of tired already. Just the process of booking all of the flights and acknowledging the fact that I'm still not going to have a home base for 2025. I'm just going to be floating around different cities, different continents, realistically, every month at least. It won't be dull, that's for sure. But I'm looking forward to it, and
It's not often that these opportunities come around, so I'm going to make the most of it and see all of these beautiful places while I can. Then if I feel like I need a break, I'll take a break, just like I did when I went to Montreal for a month and just booked an Airbnb without even looking at it. I made a whole video about that, by the way. If you want to go watch it, I'll put it up in the screen or in the description for you. So that's my highlight. Now for my low light, which also relates to the travel aspect, and that was when I landed in Sydney last week. I felt like I wasn't really ready to reintegrate into a big city after being in a mental state of slowness and calm and relaxation over in Noosa, where we were surrounded by trees and nature and not too much else, unless we wanted to drive into town, but even then it's a small town. So I think I just found the change a bit confronting, and even though it was fine, no big deal whatsoever, I realized that I probably didn't get enough of a dose of nature as I wanted to. So being here, where there's plenty of nature and hiking trails around, it's actually a very good in-between. So happy to be here as well. And my learning, which ties into the first two, is that location is so underrated. And by location, I mean the environment in which we put ourselves in. For me, I've noticed that environments where I'm surrounded by nature allow me to be a lot more calm, whereas the big cities like Tokyo or Osaka, or even Melbourne, South Yarra, where I lived for a few years, they can be stimulating in a great way, but also overstimulating at points. So now I've become a lot more conscious of environment. I guess the flow on of that is that it's also the people within that environment. Get the environment right, get the people right. It's a lot easier to live the lives that we want to live. So this is the little country town of Braidwood in New South Wales, maybe 45 minutes outside of Canberra. And I just said to Asher, let's stop, get a coffee, because I was feeling a bit tired this morning. And I have been blown away by how quaint this town is. We went into 3 stores. One was a chocolate shop. The other was an antique model car shop. And the last was a shop dedicated to lamps. And it's this one behind me, Braidwood's original lamp shop. And Robert, the owner, gave us a deep dive on everything that was in the store. His oldest lamp is 2,000 years old from the Roman times, and his newest lamp is from the 1930s. Now, I'll put some footage over the top of the collection, but it just blew me away. And he said that people come from all around the country just for his store, and was also featured on The Amazing Race, or something of similar nature. He couldn't quite remember the name. And at one stage there was 50 people coming through his shop, and a camera crew and all of that as well. So it's the little gems that you find on trips like this, and I'm really glad that we stopped. And now Asher's gone and picked us up some donuts, so I'm gonna have a snack and then we'll keep driving down to the coast.
So we got classic cinnamon as a benchmark, and then the cookies and cream, because I happen to know something about you, and that's that you like cookies and cream related stuff. Now my work is famous for its donuts, and we might try one on Tuesday, but this looks like it could be next level. So where's it from? Oscar's Donuts, I think it's called. Oscar's Donuts, and I've heard Oscar makes a good donut.
And little fun fact that Robert from the lamp store shared with us is that this is the first ever heritage listed town in New South Wales. And now we're going to move to the next one. But we'll be back on the way back. We just got to our accommodation in Wairo Beach. Let's go check it out. This is the old Wairo Bakery, supposedly. And here it is, home sweet home for the next 24 hours or so. Living area, maybe we'll put on a movie there tonight. We've got the bunk beds in here, the main room. And I gave Asher the choice, and he chose bunk beds. So this is me for tonight. Pretty much it. It's basic, but it does the job. And then we have our bathroom in here, our kitchen, and the best part of this place is that it is walking distance to the beach. Essentially, we just walk outside for about 2 minutes, and we'll be on the sand. So I think we're gonna go do that now, take a dip, cool off, and see what there is in the area. It's nice to be here though. Pretty cute. Go. There's the great man. Oh, and there's the lake. Wow, look at that. Dinner time in the bakery. What's cooking, Ash?
Just making some wraps tonight.
Very good.
Happy Monday. What a beautiful day. It's about 7:30 in the morning and I woke up and I checked my phone and I was like, well, what am I doing? So instead I put it down and here I am. There is literally no one else on this beach. Stunning. I was here last night with Asha and we were standing just where the waves are breaking over here, and about 15 meters ahead of us was a pod of 15 or 20 dolphins jumping up, breaching the surface. It was kind of magical, although we saw the fins first, so won't lie, we did freak out a little bit, but it was a pretty cool experience. I'm going to take a quick dip and start the day and start the week right, and then we'll see what the day has in store for us. It's a lot colder than it was last night, but so refreshing. Really glad I did that. See you back inside. We are just about to check out from our adorable little bakery and make our way up the coast for the day, hit some small towns and jump in the ocean again, and then back to Canberra for this evening. But before we leave, I just wanted to share a few insights I had over the last 24 hours, which have come from consuming different content and audiobooks. And these three particular things really stuck with me, helped me reframe my thinking and just take a step back for a moment. So I'd love to share these with you and hopefully you find them as valuable as I did. So my first insight, and this is an analogy that you might have heard before, it's that fish don't know that they're in water. It takes for them to jump out of the water for them to actually look back and see their environment and see where they came from. And I think that's applicable to us in a lot of ways, because we're often so immersed in our local culture that we can't see the big picture and how that's affecting our day-to-day lives. I guess the moral of the story there is to step outside your environment once in a while and have a chance to reflect. What's the worst thing that can happen? You'll make some realizations about what your life is like and be able to see the contrast between when you're in the main environment and when you're outside of it. And the second insight, which really stood out for me, is not a new concept by any means. It's the concept of understanding your why, your purpose behind what you're doing. But it was reignited for me because of the way it was framed. And the way it was framed was that no matter what you do in life, no matter which side of a particular pathway you take, which fork in the road you take, there are always going to be people who tell you you are wrong. If you decide to travel the world full time and build an online business, then people will say, don't you want to settle down, have a family, buy a house? However, if you want to settle down, have a family, buy a house and focus on career, then you'll have other people who say, don't you want to travel? Don't you want to see the world while you're young? So it's a lose-lose. However, it doesn't have to be, because if you understand your why and the purpose behind why you're doing what you're doing, then everything else is just external noise, and that will fuel you and that will motivate you to get to where it is that you want to go. So if you only have 5 minutes a day to journal, I would suggest sitting down and asking yourself, why am I doing what I'm doing? And the third one, which is a question for you to ponder actually, is what would you do if you didn't need money or attention? If money and attention was not involved and you already had that, how would you spend your days? It's something I'm still mulling over, and maybe I'll come to some realizations and share those with you in another video. But for now, I'll leave you with that, and I would love to hear your thoughts, and feel free to share them and we can discuss them together in the comments or over socials.